Well, we're starting on framing the roofs of the house, and it's going to be interesting to talk about the history of one portion of the roof, which is this detail, this design, which is called a gambrel roof. And the history of this roof is kind of interesting. There are gambrel roofs in the United States that came from English and Dutch and French origins. This one happens to be Dutch in upstate New York, built around the 1740s. And they all have some similar features. There are multiple pitches, so there's a taller pitch and then a lower pitch in the middle and a taller pitch in the back. One of the things you're going to see in all of them, from the kind of most functional barns to the most decorative, are this little overlap here, which I call a gambrel break or a gambrel fascia. So the idea is to get the water, it's a functional thing, it's to get the water off the upper roof and not get behind the roofing material on the lower roof, so you kind of make it jump out over, you flash it out over, and that's an opportunity to put a little break here. This is a gambrel roof on a house of British origin. It's in Virginia, and it's from the mid-1700s. Same thing though, a lower pitch in the middle and a much taller pitch on the side, and then here we see the introduction of a little flash, a little kicker, and the function of that is to get the water off of this roof and then out beyond the lower roof. But again, what they've done is taken this gambrel break, this fascia, and they've used it as an opportunity to introduce some crown molding, and they take that and follow it right around the bay, and that's a common decorative detail that you see in these. Here's another English style gambrel roof from the 1700s, and this one has, you can see that gambrel fascia here where it kicks the water out over the lower roof, and then here's that kicker on the bottom, and they use that as an opportunity to introduce a decorative cornice at the bottom there. Again, they took that fascia around the dormer, so it traveled it right around. So I always saw this site as really suited to a gambrel roof. Really, from the first time I walked it, and I got great clients, and they picked right up on the notion that we were going to use this gambrel roof to give a lower, sort of welcoming and feeling to the front of the house, and a taller pitch in the back to really kind of sit nicely on the site. So we're going to talk a little bit about this roof over here. This is the one that you're going to be seeing framed in the video today. And this is a close-up of that roof that we're going to be standing on in a minute. But you can see here we've used that little fascia kicker, gambrel kicker here, to be an opportunity to take a decorative molding and bring it around the dormers and so forth. So even though there's a lot of just sort of pounding of nails right now, this thing is all being carefully laid out to allow for this detail and the way it transitions. So you're going to see that in a minute. This wall that we're looking at is this wall right here with these three windows, the door and the window. So this is typical of what we do all around the house, but to kind of get a sense of what's going on there, we're looking at it kind of from this angle here, although this is an aerial view. And then to make this thing work properly, we have to do some detailing and get all the elevations set right. In plan view, the camera is here looking this direction towards the wall. And what's happening there is, in the case of the window, we take a section through the window that looks like this. And that section is trying to make sure all these geometries come together just so. In this case, it's a gambrel roof that's a little bit complicated. It's got three different pitches, a 4 pitch, a 33 pitch, and a 20 pitch. And those are all going to have to work out geometrically and get this all set right by the carpenters and so forth, so that when it all falls down, it's going to be exactly the right relationship here. So to get that right, I'll show you what that's about. We take an even larger section, and all those things are basically meant so that when the head of this thing gets cut out by the carpentry crew, then the trim crew that's going to set a beautiful crown molding, window head detail, and then this sort of two-piece crown that goes around under the soffit and the fascia and all those pitches, all that is going to basically work out just perfectly, having set the rough framing in the right dimensions so that it all comes together just as we intended.